Hello, I hope you're all keeping well. As you may well have been seeing, we've been looking at our values at Lighthouse over the last few weeks. I want to share my perspective on the second of those values, which is make disciples. To me, making disciples is making relationships. Dan last week talked about making disciples and being discipled. To me, that means that they're intricately linked, that like a dovetail, that there's a two-sided coin, something like that, that they're so locked together you can't put one against the other. Because if you're doing one, then you're doing the other. There are two areas from my own experience that I would like to share with you. The first is prayer. Now, I don't mean just prayer of my own, where I'm praying to God, and I don't mean corporate prayer. What I'm identifying is a more defined prayer. Over the last 3 years, for example, I've been in a prayer triplet. And that has been a tremendous way of being discipled and discipling somebody else. Over the years, I've done one-on-one and I've been in small groups. So those have been my experiences in how to pray and to do discipleship. And it's not just a focus on prayer, obviously, it's actually the discipleship that comes within that prayer. It is really like a tool, really, that you disciple people and you're discipled by those people out of relationships. Like I said earlier, making disciples is making relationships. The prayer triplet, as I say, has been over the last 3 years, and that is still going very well. I would encourage you, if you can, either be in a prayer partnership or in a small group up to 3 or 4 people. And within that, you will find that discipleship naturally comes out of that. The second area that I've experienced over the last few years is through beer mats. Now, some of you may not be familiar with beer mats, and I'll give you a very brief explanation as to what beer mats are. They are beer mats. Now, we've got different things on these beer mats that are spiritual disciplines, that when we meet together, we can talk about those things, but actually, they're just a tool. The beer mats are just a tool for us to be able to disciple one another in a particular way, that you get an in-depth relationship with other people through going through the beer mats. But they both got one thing in common, and that is that you're doing life with other people, you're being real, you're being vulnerable, you're being challenged, you're being accountable, and you're being encouraged, and you're being an encourager. So I would encourage you, if you possibly can, to look at doing 1 or 2 of these things that would help you in your discipleship. My first word to you was hello. Now, that's not uncommon. Everybody says hello. I could have said good morning, good afternoon, how you doing, what's this, what's that? But I specifically, intentionally said hello. I don't know about you, but quotes and hanging on to quotes, remembering quotes is really part of who we are. We all have got some quote that we can quote about someone, whoever it may be, or an issue or something like that. We all quote from the Bible, obviously. But there's specific quotes I bet you, and I certainly have, that you hold on to and that you remember. And one particular quote is this. I can't remember the author. I can't remember the book title. But the quote has always stuck in my heart and in my mind. And the quote is, "Hello is the beginning of discipleship." Next time you say hello to someone, either a stranger or somebody you know, it could be the start of a relationship. As Jesus says in Matthew 28, "Go and make disciples."